How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Brandon here, and today we are going to be discussing how you guys can house hack with or without a duplex and why you should do this instead of renting. Okay, so house hacking is generally the act of purchasing a multifamily property, generally a duplex, with the intention of living in one unit and renting out the other units to cover all of your mortgage expenses and utilities. So as I said, this is generally done with multifamily properties. However, you can also do this with a single family property by living in one bedroom and renting out your other bedrooms to cover your mortgage or your utilities. This is a million times better than renting, since you now own an asset that somebody else is helping pay down for you. You can generally live for free or close to nothing by doing this. And on top of everything, you now don't have an annoying landlord that you need to listen to. You are now the landlord and you can make the rules. The amazing thing is that you can get an FHA loan, which only requires 3.5% down to get yourself into either a single family or multifamily property. So I would definitely take advantage of this if you can. If needed, you could always get a cash advance on a credit card to cover the 3.5% down payment for the property, but I really do not recommend this. I highly recommend just saving for the property. Okay, so the most popular house hacking technique is with a duplex. Generally, what most people do is buy a duplex, live in one unit, and then rent the other unit out. This is something that I would 100% recommend for you to do, but it really just depends on where you live. With that being said, where I live, there are not very many duplexes, and the duplexes that do exist are in very bad neighborhoods. So it could be different on your city or country or wherever you are, but for me, it wasn't really a great option. Okay, the odds are is that if you have a duplex and you are renting out one side, that one side's rent will more than likely cover the majority of the mortgage. And with that being said, it'll probably only cost you a couple $100s to live every single month, including all the utilities you have to pay. Now, the awesome thing is that if that duplex has 2 or 3 bedrooms in each unit, you could go a step further and then rent out the bedrooms in the unit that you're living in and actually make money every single month to live there. Okay, so that was just one form of house hacking with the duplex, but that kind of leads me into a second form of house hacking, which has to do with renting out bedrooms. Okay, so house hacking with bedrooms is actually something that I've done myself, and it's actually something that almost anybody could do because almost any property you get into will have either 2 or 3 bedrooms. So what I did is I actually found a townhouse for a very good price. I paid $150,000 for this townhouse. I ended up putting 5% down, which ended up coming to be around, I don't know, close to $10,000 after closing costs. And now I live in this property with a mortgage of $900 every single month. I then went out and found a roommate to pay $600 every single month for his bedroom, plus half of the utilities. So now my expense to live here is only $400 every single month, which doesn't include the appreciation that I get from this property, and it also does not include the couple $100s of debt pay down that I also get from this property. Now, the key in that whole sentence was how I pretty much get to benefit on all of the amazing things that real estate can bring to you. My house has appreciated tremendously since I purchased it, and all it cost me was $400 every single month, and my property has probably appreciated around $40,000 in the past 2 years. Now, you can really go crazy with renting out bedrooms in single family properties. Depending on where you live, you could be able to find properties that have anywhere from 3 to 5 bedrooms. You could also rent those bedrooms out from anywhere between $400 to $800 every single month, with or without including utilities. With that being said, you can cash flow every single month and live for free. It's amazing. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely some cons to doing this, as in now you have a bunch of roommates who might not all be on the same page as you, or they might be, messy, or they might be a slob, or they might not be accustomed to your living style. But you take and you give some, and it's well worth it to make money every single month and live for free. Okay, so the next form of house hacking, and honestly my favorite form of house hacking, is by renting out a triplex or a quadplex, which is a 3-unit building or a 4-unit building. Now, the amazing thing is that the FHA loan actually allows you to do 3.5% down payment on anything up to 4 units, which means you can do 3.5% down for a single family property, for a duplex, for a triplex, and a quadplex, which is an amazing opportunity if you can find one. The difficult thing is finding a good triplex or quadplex and finding them in good neighborhoods and in good condition. Now, if you are able to find one, I would jump on it, as in it would cash flow so easily and you could be making money almost instantly. And this is actually the biggest jump into becoming a landlord. Okay, so don't get me wrong. Landlord life is not easy. It doesn't mean all you have to do is sit back and collect cash and collect checks all day long. You are now going to become the go-to person if there's any problems, and you are going to be the one that needs to solve them, and it could come at some financial cost. However, these really problems and issues aren't that hard to solve, and it really won't take long to get a hold of it, and I would choose the landlord life any day of the week. I would just make sure that you're financially prepared for it and mentally ready for it going into this endeavor. Overall, house hacking is the best way to get into real estate as a beginner, and it's actually the way that I got into real estate myself. And the amazing thing is that whenever you decide to move out of that property, you can then turn it into a complete investment property and rent it out all the way until you decide to sell it or you die. Once again, I personally did it, and I'm actually still living in my house hacking property until my new house is done being built. So I do know firsthand all the ups and downs of it. But if you guys have any questions, you can always comment them down below, and I will try to help guide you in the right direction for everything. Once again, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hopefully I will see you all in the next video, and I'm out. See ya.